Hey everybody, welcome to Jonesin' to Get Fit. And this is our live cooking show on new night on Tuesday nights here, mixing it up a little bit for y'all. And we have a special episode for all of you today. It is the week of Thanksgiving, as you all know, watching this, and you know what that means, right? A lot of people are going out and they are getting some fantastic, delicious meals, or maybe they're prepping and making the meals for their families, getting some family together and being thankful. That's absolutely awesome. Well, I'm going to share with you this fantastic, delicious recipe that's not only going to be delicious and wonderful and tasty and all the good stuff, right? It is going to be healthy, and it's really, really easy to make. It's going to take a little bit of time, but not much, like less than 20 minutes, maybe 30 tops with prepping, right? So, I'm holding you in my hand right now. That's why the camera's a little shaky. We'll get you on our stand in a little bit here, but let me show you. I've prepped it a little bit so we can get this show a rolling here. Let me turn the camera around, mix it up a little bit. So we have, turn the light up so you can see what I'm doing. All right, I have a preheated pan here, and I wish you could smell it. All right, in this preheated pan, and I'm making a smaller portion, by the way. This is a portion that'd probably be good for maybe 4 people. So just keep that in mind. You might want to double it. And the recipe will be on jonesintogetfit.com by the end of the night. So in any case, I have 1 clove of garlic and a half an onion in here. The pan was heated up with a little bit of oil. And now, all right, there we go. So the onion and garlic, I put them in there, the 1 clove of garlic, half onion, boom, sauteing them. Already getting a nice color. We're going to move on to our next step pretty quickly. Let me show you what else we got here to make our quinoa stuffing. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We got vegetable stock. You want to try finding the reduced sodium one. I don't have any here that I found. It's 24% sodium, quite high, but the lowest one I could get my hands on, right, locally at least. And we have salt, we have black pepper, we have some cumin, we have our 1 cup of quinoa. Booyah! Now the recipe online calls for pine nuts. I didn't get any pine nuts because they're like ridiculously expensive, like $5 for like this little bag. So you know what I did? I substituted. You can do the same thing. I don't know if you can see me with that camera, but you can do it. Same thing. All I'm using is sunflower seeds. It's going to be amazing. We have dried cranberries, and tell you the perfect truth, these are craisins. Look at those suckers. Aren't they beautiful? Love craisins. So we have that. We have a green apple chopped up here. And you know what's fun about it? I'll turn the camera around. Take it. Like, man, this stuffing is so hard to make. I'm just loving every bite of it. Oh, look, more. Oh, more stuffing. Oh, it's a hard life. All right. So you have, I have one apple, green apple cut up, and then about 4 stalks of celery cut up. So that's pretty much what we need for this recipe. All right, let me turn the camera around. We'll get you on our stand. I don't know why. Hey, you're back. My internet's really stupid. I apologize for my stupid internet. I don't know why it's being lame, but it is, and I apologize for my lame-o internet. Okay, so here we go. Back at you. All right, so we have our garlic here and onions sauteing up. They're already a nice color. The smell's amazing already in the house. I'm drooling here. It's absolutely fantastic. So now they're already good. They're set to go. The next thing we're going to add is we're going to add our celery and our wonderful green. They don't look green. They don't look yellow, right? But our apples. So celery, apples. Well, again, 1 apple, about 4 stalks of stalks, whatever, of celery, you know what I mean. Bam! In there we go. Got my Corningware, got my Pyrex, love these things. Fantastic to-go containers. If you're ever looking for a to-go container, you know, Tupperware is nice, but I tell you, these Pyrex ones, they are the bomb. I love taking them, they make them different sizes. Love using them. All right, now I'm just stirring this together. And you want to let this soften up a little bit. The celery's not going to take too long to soften up, but the apples are. I'm just going to cover it here. Now, you're thinking, man, this is kind of weird, right? Well, all of a sudden I'm adding apples and celery to it, and garlic to it. It's just like a weird combination, but it's going to work out super well. It's going to be amazing. It's just going to burst in your mouth. You know what I like to say? I got this from my father-in-law, actually. It's a symphony right there in your mouth, right? You can direct it as you're eating. It's going to be Awesome, delicious. I don't know what else to say. So, all right, while these are cooking here, we're going to stir them occasionally and keep them going. Really quickly, I just want to thank all of you because Thanksgiving is this week. I would like to thank all of you for watching, taking time and watching my cooking show, our live cooking show. I absolutely appreciate it. I appreciate all of you taking the time out. And if you're not watching live, you're watching the recording on YouTube. So thank you so much for watching us there. I appreciate it. Please share this video, this one right here, with your friends, with your family. Take a minute. Share it away, right? So we can help people get healthy and fit and learn that, you know what, you can make healthy food at home and it's really not hard, right? I don't think I've made any super complicated recipes that are like out of the realm of possibility for anybody, really. And I can break it down and help you make it simple for you so you can be successful. I want you to be successful. All right, so we're still in that saute and getting set, ready to go before we add in our other ingredients. So I have it right now about a medium heat, still rocking and rolling. So again, thank you so much for watching and subscribing to YouTube and doing all that stuff. If you want to know what I'm making the next week, join our weekly, right? Check back about a post or two, or a couple posts here on the Jones and to Get Fit page. And join our weekly. It's sent out every Thursday. You get to see the recording of this show just in case you missed it. You're working or hanging out with friends and family and you know, don't turn on the show. I get it. I won't hold you accountable too much. Only yell and mock you a little bit. Just kidding. But I will, I also tell you what I'm making the next week so that you are ahead of the game. So when I'm doing these giveaways, when I'm like, hey, comment below if you know what I'm making, I'll send you a free gift. Boom, I'll send it to you. And that is only obviously before the show starts. Once it starts, I say, hey look, I'm making quinoa stuffing. Meh, here on the drawing. Okay, getting back to cooking. We're rocking. All right, we have in here, again, 1 clove of garlic, a half of an onion chopped up, right, all chopped up, minced up, poof, in there with 4 stalks of celery and 1 green apple. This recipe, again, is for about 4 people or so, right? Maybe 3, 4 people. So Katie and I will be having this for tonight, tomorrow night, yeah, maybe a little more. Enjoy it. So know that if you need more, so if you're going to a big family gathering, double this recipe and all that stuff. I will have a bigger recipe tonight on my Jones and... Hey, you're back! The weird internet connection. Didn't even say it was weak. It just decided not to work. Okay, so again, this recipe will be on jonesandtogetfit.com by the end of the night, being like 8 o'clock. It'll be up there for y'all. All right, and you can also join our weekly up there. It's awesome, fantastic. I like the word awesome. What can I say? Okay, all that stuff's in there. It's their apples are starting to get soft. We're ready to rock and roll. We're gonna move on to adding the next couple ingredients. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna uncover that. Oh, it smells so good. Can you smell it, Katie? She's quiet. I'm hoping she's alive back there. Okay, so now we're just going to add everything else. Now, if you're making the full recipe, it's going to call for 4 cups of vegetable broth or vegetable stock. I'm going to add 2 cups because, again, I have the recipe. That's all right. See, I didn't even like open this beforehand. That was not a smart choice. Work! Or no work. That works too. You don't have to work. I have ways around it. Gotta think when stuff isn't working. All right, we need 2 cups of vegetable broth, vegetable stock. You know, if I was smart, I really could measure it out. Not going to. If you watched my cooking show before, I don't measure much out. All right, so we're gonna say, a little more. We're gonna pretend that's 2 cups right there. Now, again, if you're smart, you would measure that out. I turn the heat up here, so it's gonna get it boiling a little faster. We have that on here. I'm going to throw in some salt, about a ½ teaspoon. Salt, again, measuring, right? Bang, wasn't that fun? Black pepper, measuring. Again, a ½ teaspoon. That'll be tasty. Perfect, good one. About a half. Half. We're rocking, whoa. Bang, there we go. In there. How do I measure it? I'm guessing, to be perfectly honest. I put it in my hand, shake it up, boom, put it in there. Hey, Chris, sorry. Oh, hey, no worry, dude. That's okay. I was wondering who I made mad, but I appreciate the comment. Thanks for joining me, Chris. I truly appreciate it. And anyone else who's watching, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. Randall, awesome. Appreciate it. Okay, so we have the stock in there. We have the salt. We have the black pepper. We have the cumin. We have now the quinoa. And this goes, woo, woo, ain't that pretty. Okay, so we're just going to stir that sucker in. We're going to turn down the heat. It's already started boiling a little bit. So we're going to get to a simmer. So I turn on like medium heat right here, stirring in the quinoa. Here comes the fun part. Now, we can stir it occasionally, but the goal is get the quinoa off the spatula. That's helpful. Let me cover it. So if you have never cooked with quinoa before, I'm turning it up just a little bit. There, she's starting to go. Okay, so if you have ever cooked with quinoa before, or never have, basically it's a rice. It's a type of, or I should say it's not rice, it's like rice. So, you know, when you cook rice, you put it in with a certain amount of liquid, and you cover it, heat it up and cover it, right, and let it simmer and cook, and the rice soaks up the liquid water, right? Well, quinoa is the same thing. It's a 2-to-1 ratio. So you have 2 cups of water to 1 cup quinoa. In this case, we use 2 cups of vegetable broth to 1 cup of quinoa. Now, what I love about quinoa, what's absolutely fantastic about it is a healthy carb. So if you are, you're watching what you're eating, which hopefully, you're just being conscious of what you're eating and not just going out and picking out on junk food all the time, right? You can definitely indulge, right? You get to indulge on Thanksgiving. It's pretty sweet. But just be conscious about how much are you doing. Well, in this case, quinoa it's a carb, right? Like rice, except it's healthier. It has so many, I can't talk. Has a lot of vitamins and nutrients in the quinoa itself. Plus, it has a lot of protein. So you're talking about one protein-packed carb. So it's not just like the carbs that are gonna make you tired. Especially like Thanksgiving mashed potatoes and those things, right? The carbs are what make you tired. Quinoa, it's a carb, but it's not gonna make you tired because it has that protein. It has those healthy parts of it. One reason why I absolutely love quinoa. Now, I'm just stirring it around here, making sure everything's good. It's looking beautiful. So we keep it covered so it can soak up the broth, and then that'll really puff it up like it does with rice, and then we're set to go. Now, we have all this stuff, it's cooking. When it's done, so when it soaks up the majority of the liquid, about 15 minutes, right? So I did my 2 cups, right? Hopefully I did. With that, it should be about 10 to 15. Mine always seems to cook fast for whatever reason. I use an organic style quinoa. You pick up whatever you can afford, pick it up and try it out. I know some people are like, oh, it's a seed, it's kind of weird, and they feel like they're having bird seed or something different like that. I don't get that texture when I have that. It doesn't bother me, and I just don't feel that way about it. Everybody's different. That's okay. So in any case, about 10 to 15 minutes, once it soaks up the liquid, right, becomes that stuffing that you were used to have, that bread stuffing that's full of carbs, right, and salt and all these other unhealthy things. The only salt we added was a little bit here, and I probably didn't need to add any because of the vegetable broth. And so again, try to get in a low sodium vegetable. You can do a chicken broth if you want, lower sodium. The ones I looked at, I almost went that way, worked out to be the same sodium content. So just so you know. So after it's all set to go, you shut it off, you stir it up, make sure, you stir it occasionally, make sure nothing's sticking or any crazy stuff like that. And you shut it off, stir it up quick, and then you stir in your dried cranberries, right? So I have craisins because I love craisins, and again, it's like those apples, you're like, oh look, I'm making something. I get my snack while I'm cooking. Delicious. Love these things. Okay, I have about a 1/4 cup of dried cranberries, craisins, that I'm gonna mix in here. And then you let it sit for about 5 minutes. Those will soak in the wonderful taste and the smells and the liquid from it. Just a little bit, it'll still be dry, but it'll be a little bit tastier soak in there. Oh man, this stuff's looking good. Smells amazing. Alright, so you do that. And then, about 5 minutes later, right after, you let it sit, stir it around, stir the cranberries in, then you add your pine nuts. Now, if you caught the beginning of the show, you realize that I didn't buy pine nuts for this because they are ridiculously expensive. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. It's like $5 for like half an ounce. Like, seriously? Not spending that kind of money. So I'm being cheap, and what I did is I got sunflower seeds. So if you didn't see that, sunflower seeds. You can use pumpkin seeds. You can use well, pine nuts if you want, right? You can use any kind of nut, anything you'd like to add to it. Go for it. It'd be awesome. So find what works for you. And you know what? I'm using craisins for this. Maybe you want to go crazy, and they have the different flavors of craisins, like the blueberries or the different. Just different flavors, different berries that are dried. Go for it, experiment, see what you like, see what you and your family like. I'll tell you though, once your family tries this, it's gonna be hard. You might want to go back to a traditional one only because it's traditional, but as far as that goes, or anything else goes, this is gonna rock your socks, folks. Yeah, alright, already soaking up the moisture here. I know I shouldn't be opening it. It's a hard habit of mine. I know. I just gotta let it sit. It's so difficult though. Alright. So we're letting that cook. Now, let me talk about one thing really quick while we're letting that thing boil up and stop me from opening it up. Turn this camera up just a hair. Alright, and that is the fitness side of life. So, Thanksgiving's coming up. I hope you're able to spend it with family, people that you love, and you're able to look back on the year and see what a wonderful year you've had. Look at the things that have been a blessing and the things that you've learned from, right? Maybe things that weren't necessarily a blessing, things that weren't that did not go your way, but you learned from them, right? Things that you struggle with in life, and you're like, you know what, man, I fell on my face, and that was horrible. I bombed totally at that, but I learned something. I'm able to improve. I'm able to get better, or maybe this opportunity opened up because of that, right? That's part of life, right? Learning to grow and learning to work with these experiences that we have, the good, the bad, all that, and learning about it. And this is a time of year that we are reminded, at least, to look back and be thankful for all of it. You should do this all the time, to think back and be thankful. But this week we're especially reminded, and I hope you're able to spend it with your family and to have these loved ones. Well, looking more on the fitness side of it, you get together with family, what do? You eat, right? We eat healthy, well, we don't necessarily eat healthy, we eat junky, right? There's pies, there's cakes, there's turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, not the quinoa stuffing, of course, but other kind of stuffing, and you know, you could easily gain pounds, where you can gain 2-3 pounds just that one day. And with all the subsequent days that follow, with the cookies and all that stuff, it is found on average, I believe the average American gains 5 to 10 pounds within the holiday season itself. 5 to 10 pounds. What? That's crazy. So here's my offer to you. If you would like to, you know, Thanksgiving's going to be here before you know it. If you would like to get a kickstart on making sure you're healthy and that these pounds don't creep up on you, or that you get started on them right away, here's 2 things. Easy things you can do. And I will help you be successful with all of them. First thing is called the 3-day refresh. And what that is basically it helps clean out your system, helps you, your metabolism and your digestion, everything get right back in line again and get the energy and help you shed the weight that you gain through, you know, some interesting choices that you might have made over the week. It's 3 days. Can you handle 3 days? All right, so that's one thing. And I'd love to have you do that if that's something you are interested in. The second thing you can do, and actually you can do both of these. Second thing is do a 21-day workout or a 30-day workout with me. So here's the kicker. 21 days, 21-day fix. They have an extreme program as well. 21 days, 3 weeks. Can you challenge yourself? Can you commit to get fit? So let's see. If we have Christmas is on the 25th of December, you chill this week, you get started next week, or even December 1st, what's that, Monday, 5th, I mean, that's pushing, that'd be a little tricky. But you get started by Monday, you can be done and have lost weight, gained muscle, feel better, feel stronger, have a positive attitude, have more energy by Christmas. So next time you see the family, or next time maybe you see the other side of your family, you're like, hey, look, I've lost this weight, I'm awesome. And you can combine the two and be like a super rock star. Now, if that's something you're interested in, let me know in the comments below or message me if you prefer. I'll help you get started with that, help you get set up, and walk you through what those programs are about so you know what it all entails. Really, it's awesome. 21 days. The other one's a 30-day program. You could do that by Christmas, actually, if you start tomorrow, which we can get you started on tonight. So tomorrow you can start doing that, and that is, there's a couple 30-day ones, but the one I'm doing right now that I'm personally doing is this MMA style. So you're like this, right? You're boxing it up, uppercutting, rocking it, getting core. It's called core to force. Workouts are about 27 minutes to 45-minute workouts, plus some core stuff, and rocking and rolling. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know. Awesome workouts. Okay. So this is starting to soak it up here. I'm waiting for it just to get a little bit stickier. We're looking really good. All right. So let that go. Again, you can adjust what you're throwing in here. Right. I have a 1/4 cup of seeds and a 1/4 cup of cranberries. If you like more, throw more in there. It's going to be okay. What do we have? Randall, you put, my phone's sideways, that's why I'm looking kind of weird. Quinoa is a seed and pine nuts, very high in protein, great for people who don't eat meat. Exactly. So if you don't like meat, or you're a vegetarian, a vegan, right, or just aren't a fan of meat, that's cool. Quinoa is a great choice for you as well. Pine nuts, they do have high in fat, but there's the discussions about the whole fat content. There's such a thing as good fat, right? You need your good fat, and you need it. You gotta balance it out. So you don't want a ton of it, right? So nuts they have great fat in them. You just don't want to go overboard. And if you do the 21-day fix program, they help you know how much of what to eat and help you balance that out and learn. So that I did that with the container system that they use. I did it when I did hammer and chisel. Just almost a year ago. I started January 1st. I'm still doing it to the day. To the day, it's easy for me now to go, oh, I do this, oh, I do this. And I don't have to think about it much anymore. It just happens. So I know exactly what I'm intaking and what I'm fueling my body with. All right. So this is done. Already in that little time frame we're talking. Perfect. I don't know if you hear it says, let me bring you over here so you can see what it looks like. Let me grab the camera here. Whoa, hey folks. Awesome. Check that out, right? So, isn't that cool looking? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to shut it off. And then, it's hard to do this with one hand. Okay, so we have our craisins. Again, you can add more if you want. Got our pan, and we go bang, like that. Just like that. And we're stirring these in. Alright, cool. I'm going to put you back up on the stand so I can stir a little better. Thank you again for watching. If you are just tuning in or watching the whole time, you all rock. Thank you very much. Try it like this so you can see a little bit better. There we go. Stirring them in. Now, you cover it and let it sit for 10 minutes. Or sorry, for 5 minutes. For 5 minutes. And then you add your pine nuts. In this case, I'm adding sunflower seeds. Totally cool. You add that to it. It's a little garnish. Boom. Serve it. You're set to go. If you want to serve it cold when you make this beforehand, you go to your family's gathering, serve it that way, right? You can serve it cold. You can heat it up a little bit and serve it. This is great. This is a healthy stuffing choice that's high in protein content. Share this with your family and friends and let them know about Jones and Get Fit. Let them know about the live cooking show we did and where you learned it from, and help me help them and help me help more people just by sharing Jones and Get Fit, the live cooking show, and all that great stuff that we're trying to do here. So thank you so much for watching, folks. I really appreciate you. Thank you again for everything, for supporting me and doing all this stuff. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Enjoy it. Have time with your families. Eat. Be smart about what you eat. Don't go crazy, folks. Don't stuff your face. But in any case, if you want to get fit by Christmas, let me know. We have this 3-day refresh thing that'll help you get set. And we have this 21-day program that'll get you, or even 30-day program that'll help you get ready for Christmas. When you go see your family, you're like, I'm a new me. I'm awesome. What? So if that's something you're interested in, message me or put in the comments below, and I'll help you. Below's down there. And let me know. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great night. Next week, we will have it on Tuesday night next week at 6 p.m. All right? Watch out for the page. Make sure you subscribe to Joneson to Get Fit Weekly and all that good stuff on my YouTube page, and keep up. Try to keep up with the Joneses, guys. All right, stay fit and have a great Thanksgiving.